Hello fans, I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Bitspower Griffin 120 Extreme 2500 RPM fan. And hey, Bitspower, just because you make your box look fancy with that design and this design on here, does not mean it's worth over $30. You got to come up with some really good excuses for why, because I'm not seeing it. And in fact, I'm a little bit concerned because you only gave it 50,000 hours of life for a fluid dynamic bearing, which means the bearing is theoretically, based on that number, crap. It should be like 100,000 or 150,000, not 50. That's like a rifle or a sleeve bearing. I would be embarrassed if I were Bitspower right now. Comes with an extension and screws, so for $30+, and yeah. Well, to be fair, their AIOs are overpriced too, so apparently they don't understand how to, they understand too well how to price themselves out of the market. Let's take a look at the fan. This is what it looks like. This is a metal disc here, and we got the bearing retainer there, the shaft and stuff, mostly made of brass. And then we've got the 4 corner cushions. The blades are not so very concave, but they are kind of wide, not terribly wide, a little bit aggressive on the forward edge. Let's find out what it's like. And since there are no lights, we're moving right into it right now. I'm going to get this. Ooh, that already started. Usually I can get it right there. Most fans don't want to go below 25%. There it is. Come on. Nope. That's just a little bit. Okay, it's pulsing. It's not happy with me. I gave it too little juice. So it's complaining. But once you get it within that range, once it's started. So some fans, the starting speed and the minimum voltage speed are almost the same. This fan, no. Once it's gotten started, the required volts are lower. So there we go. There's some kind of a high-pitched tone. Very high-pitched. I don't know what that was. I've never heard that particular tone before coming from a fan. So as you can tell, it is pretty loud. And if you are sensitive to sound, you're not going to want this. However, for performance, it can't beat like the Silverstone and Fantex and a few other ones that are rated very highly by Hardware Busters. But my hand says 3 millimeters of water, and the box says 4, so it did do well on the pressure differential test. So if you wanted to use this fan for your case, for your air cooler, or your water cooler on a custom loop, it'd be fine. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the specifications. Hopefully it's going to work. I was having problems with showing things on the screen yesterday, so I think I've got it fixed, but we'll find out. Okay, the Bitspower Griffin 120 Extreme 2500 Edition is let's see, retail normal. I did not pay that price. Okay, I got money from my only sponsor, who's a person, not a company. He lives in Australia, and he's been with me since September, and I'm very appreciative, Rudy. Um, so he basically paid for it for about $30. Um, at Titan Rig, there was a it's being closed out, as is the lesser Griffin, I think it's called also. And there's, on top of that closeout price, there's another 20% off that you can take if you choose the TRC20 code. Now, I'm not promoting Titan Rig, and just letting you guys know they also have a good deal on the Bitspower. The Bitspower AIO that I just reviewed, and some other stuff as well. You might find a good deal. I was a little bit surprised because usually when I go to these smaller stores, they tend to be pretty expensive, but this one was not going to kill me. Although the shipping costs are pretty high. Okay, CRHS certifications or compliances. Made in China, 120 by 25, 105 millimeters between the mounting holes. 9 blades, 175 grams, 50,000 hours of life or 5 years warranty. 2,500 RPMs plus or minus 10%. I don't know what the minimum is according to them, but according to me, it is 1,020 RPMs, and the maximum was 2,530 RPMs. So that's all well and good. Now, as far as the airflow is concerned, I guess I can tell you what it is. According to them, it's 99.18 CFMs or 168.5 CMHs. However, according to my anemometer, it's 127.8 CMHs at the minimum and a 294.6 at the maximum. But again, my anemometer is not calibrated, so these numbers are likely inaccurate. Still, good sign that they're above the numbers that are given by Bitspower. Now, the static pressure is rated at 4. I think it's about, well, my hand says it's about 3. So once we get the manometer situated and we're done with all this anemometer stuff, we can move to that. And as far as the maximum pressure difference for this particular fan, it is 76, putting it at the top of the list for the 15 fans that I have thus far used the pressure difference on, which is based on the Bernoulli effect. Now, the volume is supposed to be 47.5 maximum. I would say that that's probably correct. I haven't tested it yet, though. I'm trying to find a wireless microphone that I can put inside of my box. If you know what I mean by my box. Well, if you don't know, then this is what I'm talking about. This thing here is the box. And currently I have a fan in here being tortured with its poor wires hanging out. Yes, I'm feeling a little bit odd today, but then again, I feel odd every day. The control cable is 13 centimeters long. Oops, back to that. It is daisy chainable, but not sleeved. PWM connector, fluid dynamic bearing, 12 volts starting at, not starting at, it's probably higher than 7 for the starting, but it doesn't say, let's see, well, it does say it's 7 actually. And I'm going to call BS on that, because if the operating volts are 7 and the starting volts are 7, then I shouldn't have had that problem with it stuttering when I got around 30%. And also stopping. So 7 to 13.8 is the operating voltage. 4.8 watts. Really? You want us to pay $40 for this fan, and you're going to have it suck up that much electricity? Well, I guess to be fair, if we compare that to the JMC, which is in second place for the pressure difference, it's a lot more conservative, right? All right, now, that's actually supposed to be 6.6. Well, at 220 anyways. What the heck? I can't type the right way. There you go. 0.4 amps. So 4.8 watts, 0.4 amps. Now, it does not have indicators of direction of rotation and flow. Boo. But it does turn in a clockwise direction. And Comes with 4 fan bolts and it has corner cushions.
I need to ask for your help. Things have been challenging. Whose life hasn't been challenging lately? So if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications, that would be really, really super. Also, if you'd like to help me financially and you can't afford to, you can do a super thanks on my Glenn's Fast Reviews channel, or you can become a member there. Or if you prefer, you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII and become a member there instead. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Bleeping Computer for their support of my channel. If you need resources for computers, for getting rid of malware and learning about cybersecurity and stuff, Bleeping Computer, BLEEPING computer.com is a great resource. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.